We live off grid, and while I really have washed clothes off the back of a boat while floating down the mighty Amazon River, which surprisingly is quite effective and the rinse cycle works really well, I've made my knuckles bleed while wringing out blue jeans in a bucket laundry system in a remote Amazon village, and I've trucked loads and loads of laundry into town, into laundromats, or to my merciful mom and dad's laundry room. These aren't the way we do laundry now on our homestead. How we actually wash laundry at Ridgehaven Homestead might surprise you. It's more modern than you might guess, yet it has several elements of work that you don't have to do when you pop in a load of laundry into your washer. So far, I've never actually tried a washboard, but I hear that they're effective, and I might actually just try one just because I'm curious. Although I will try to do something to protect my knuckles because I hear they're kind of hard on those. If I do that, I'll let you know. But until then, come along with me, and I want to show you how we wash clothes on our homestead the modern off-grid way. Thankfully, our way of doing it requires no precautions for piranhas or the caiman, the great jacare. We don't have to worry about crocodiles or piranhas here at Ridgehaven Homestead. Let's just get the details out of the way. We do have solar panels. These give power to our house. So the washing machine, and we do have a dryer, but we rarely use it, especially in the summer. But the solar powers bring power to our house because our washer is electric. And so that gives power. We have gravity feed water, which we have two of these panels power the solar well pump that pumps the water from the well up the hill to a holding tank, 275 gallon IBC tote. We fill that, we gravity feed it down to the house. It comes in. We have a holding tank inside that we can fill for cold days, for cloudy days, and just to feed off of when we have a water leak, which we have been experiencing over the last few weeks. Thankfully, I think we've gotten that nipped in the bud. So we are operating off the tank now up the hill. So that gravity feeds into the house, it goes into our washer, and that is how we wash our clothes. So there's a lot of steps that we take between throwing the clothes in the washer and getting them out. And we're going to look at that today. Behind me is our solar well pump, which is on. You see the green lights flickering off and on, and they do that when they are getting power. The solar panels are above my head, and they are just now getting a little bit of sun on them because it's still early in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock, and so the sun angle is coming to feed them. Pretty soon, in an hour or so, they will be in full sun, and then we will be generating more power and thus more water up the hill. Several times a day, I walk up this hill. It gives me my exercise, and then I do some weeding while I'm at the top. But I have to hike up to the top of the hill where we have our water tank, and it has to be at the highest elevation or the proper elevation in order to give us the gravity feed so that we have enough lift to feed it down to the house. And so as we walk, you'll be able to see out behind me is our house it's down there with the green roof that you can see. Well, I'm not at the top yet. I have a little bit more to go. And behind me is one of our garden terraces that I have planted. I'll be coming to check back on that pretty soon. But first I want to check the water tank. I'm pretty sure it's completely empty because in the night we ran out of water. It's not a problem. We're operating off the holding tank in the house, but we did use up what we had. And as you can see, I'm a little bit winded because this is no joke. This is really a hike. I don't know how far, I don't know how many feet of elevation it is. Greg probably knows all that, but it's a hike. And if I didn't have this, you never know. I might be a couch potato. Okay, I've made it up the hill, and Buddy has made it up with me, and he's showing off his climbing skills. Well, this behind us is our row of holding tanks. This one that is partially spray painted black is the one that we're operating from. It is a 275 gallon tank. It is open, the valve is open, And when we have full sun, it will start to pump water into this tank. However, if I want to speed up the process, I can put our power inverter, which converts, it uses our battery power that we've already stored from the solar to pump the well, and that just does it a lot faster. About 45 minutes we can have this tank filled up with the power inverter versus a few hours of full sun with the solar. And usually we just do it passively. We turn on the pump, the solar charges it, it fills the tank, no problem. But on days when we do laundry, I have to have a full tank that I'm operating from so that I can have enough water. Living off grid is different. Living off grid when you have gravity feed, water, working on solar, it's just different. And so when I say I'm going to do laundry, it means something different to me than it does to you. For you, you probably head into your laundry room, push a few buttons, and boom, laundry's done. I just want to show you what steps I go through to do a load of laundry, and that just gives you a little glimpse into the life of an off-grid woman. This is called Truth in Advertising. My laundry room has been overtaken by boards that they have been planing. These are walnut boards that they are using to trim out my windows upstairs. And so I have to work around these to get my clothes into the washer, and the dryer's not hooked up right now because I'm waiting for that to happen. And so I have plenty of clothes here to wash. Just got to get it in there, and I'll be reaching over these boards. I have laundry piled up, and I'm going to be putting that in. I made my homemade laundry soap. That's on a completely different video, and I will be doing an update on that because I have some new thoughts on that, so be on the lookout for that video. Putting the clothes actually in the washer is the same process, but before I do that, there are about 3 or 4 steps that I have to go through first. Before I even put anything in this washer, I have to make sure that I have adequate water in my holding tank. If I don't, I'm going to run dry. So I have a holding tank over here in our basement, and right now it's a little bit under half. I could probably do one load, just squeak by with that, but I'm not working off this tank today because it's a sunny day and I have water up the hill, which is fully pumped that I did yesterday, and so that is what I'm going off of. So I have turned all the valves off to this tank, and I'm getting water from up the hill. If I have adequate water, then no problem, I'm going to start my load of laundry. One more note, as I put laundry in my washer, I only wash on sunny days because that way I have fully charged batteries, plenty of water getting pumped from the solar well pump. And so there's lots of things that I have to consider that go into a load of laundry on this off-grid homestead with solar power. Here's Big Mama. She wants to say hi. She's very sweet. Another consideration particular to our situation is making sure that we have adequate battery power, that the batteries have been fully charged from the sun. And if we don't have that, then we don't do laundry, because doing the laundry does drain the system, obviously, because it's using a lot of power. And one more thing that we are in the process of implementing is a whole house filter system, filtration, because we are getting a lot of sediment that is being pumped into the lines, and that is many times it's clogging up our lines. And so it takes a long time to fill my washer and to fill the different things because we're getting sediment. So we have purchased the housing and we've purchased the filters, and we just have to basically install that, which is probably going to be happening in about 3 days when we have adequate manpower. Because of that, it does take a time consideration, so I have to make sure that I'm going to be here all this time. I rarely, when I'm living here, just throw the clothes in there and leave, because I want to make sure that the process finishes and nothing happens to glitch the process. In our household, we prioritize the work pants and those orange shirts because tree business, they get super dirty, and then we round out what's left in the load with stinky socks and small things. So that's what I'm washing now. doing hot, this will take a while because the hot takes a little while to do. And in the meantime, I'm going back to the garden. Good gracious, there's no audio because I was testing out a new microphone and it was not working. This is the holding tank for water that we pump into our basement. It's connected with PEX pipes up to a pressure tank, and then it has two valves. One allows water to come in the house and I can close it and open it, and then one allows the water to go from the outside. This one is the water, the main line that goes to the house, and sometimes we close that. Anyway, I was explaining all that, and that's the pipe that I use to turn it on and off. If I do the lever on the right, it allows the water to be pumped from the pressure tank, and then if I close or open this one, right now it's closed, then that allows water from up the hill that I've stored to come into this tank to be stored in the basement. And here I am trying to open it because I am filling this tank. Here you can see the pipe system that just goes up, connects with all the rest of the PEX pipes. We also have a PEX pipe that goes straight up from here to fill up our Berkey, which is very convenient, and then it goes down into this big holding tank, 275-gallon drum. And here it's about half, and so I want to fill it the rest of the way, and so we're going to watch it fill. Grab your popcorn and your Twizzlers. It does not get much more exciting than this, sitting down watching a water tank fill, but that's what I do on many of my days. And here you can see it's filled to the top. More of the show continues. This is not the most exciting part, but it is very crucial. When I'm done filling the tank, I have to use that same pipe to close the valve. And here I was trying to balance doing it while holding the camera, which wasn't working too well. I honestly lost count how many loads of laundry I did, but I think it was somewhere between 4 and 5. Here we are using the latest technology in wind and solar power. Now all we do is reverse the process. Solar pump goes off. We walk up the hill and turn that valve on the tank up the hill so that the water does not flow out. Did I ever tell you how big that hill is? It definitely gives me my exercise. So I'm going up there around the corner and up another hill to get to where we have the tank. My reason for hiking up the hill twice as much as usual is this big hole in the ground. It's a water leak that we've been draining, filling, trying to figure out where it actually is. And I think we finally narrowed it down recently. So that'll stop half of my trips. Once I get all that stuff done up the hill, it's all over but the folding. And just like you, I have to match socks. And more socks. So there you have it. No boat required, no bucket required, and my clothes get quite a bit cleaner than the ones washed in the Amazon River. Have a great day.